SpongeBob SquarePants never set out to make a serious statement about the soul-crushing reality of the modern workplace. But somehow, it managed to create one of the most painfully accurate critiques of corporate slavery ever put on children's television. The story begins on a perfectly normal Thursday night in Bikini Bottom. The Krusty Krab's closing up and Mr. Krabs is heading out for his weekly card game when SpongeBob finds out he's playing with Plankton, his tiny, evil arch-nemesis. He's understandably worried.
Why would you play cards with him?
Between you and me, Plankton is the worst card player in Bikini Bottom.
This is the guy who has dedicated his entire existence to stealing the Krabby Patty formula. Why on earth would Mr. Krabs sit at a table with him? Mr. Krabs just laughs it off. He tells SpongeBob not to worry because Plankton is, and I quote, the worst card player in Bikini Bottom. He boasts that he's been taking Plankton to the cleaners for 15 straight years. It's a sure thing, he never loses. The next morning, SpongeBob bounces into work, ready to hear about the big win, only to find Mr. Krabs weeping against the doors of the restaurant. When SpongeBob asks how much money he lost, Krabs says he didn't lose money. He didn't lose the Krusty Krab. He didn't even lose the secret formula. He lost SpongeBob. He bet his fry cook's contract on a hand of cards, and he lost. SpongeBob thinks it's a joke, a cruel, sick joke. He tries to walk into the kitchen, but Mr. Krabs stops him. I'm afraid you don't work here anymore. The denial immediately shatters. And just as the horror begins to sink in, Plankton arrives, gleeful and triumphant. He claps a chum bucket helmet on SpongeBob's head and declares, "You work for me now, SpongeBob." This isn't a resignation. This isn't getting fired. This is a transaction. SpongeBob has been sold. He is an asset that has been transferred from one owner to another. The scene that follows is pure gut-wrenching heartbreak. SpongeBob clings to Mr. Krabs. Both of them are crying. Plankton literally pries them apart with a crowbar. He cackles, revealing his master plan. For 15 years, he had been intentionally losing those card games, throwing away money, just waiting for Krabs to get overconfident to slip up, to bet something that actually mattered. He didn't get the formula, but he got the next best thing. The one and only person who knows how to make it. He shoves SpongeBob into a cage, which then sprouts a propeller and flies him across the street to his new prison. And this is where things go from a simple bad day at work to a full-blown corporate nightmare. The doors of the chum bucket slide open, and SpongeBob is dropped into a cold, metallic, sterile laboratory. There are no friendly wooden tables, no comforting greasy smell. It's all wires, screens, and intimidating machinery. Plankton, now in full-on tyrant mode, demands a Krabby Patty immediately. He threatens that if SpongeBob doesn't comply, he will literally remove his brain and put it in a robot chef. This is the ultimate corporate threat. Do what I say, be the compliant drone I want you to be, or I will remove the very thing that makes you you and replace it with something that follows orders without question. SpongeBob tries. He really does, but he can't do it. He stands at the weird, futuristic grill and everything feels wrong. The spatula is wrong. The air is wrong. His heart just isn't in it. This leads to one of the most moving musical numbers in the show's history. This grill is not a home. As SpongeBob sings about his sterile new surroundings, the scene cuts back to Mr. Krabs, miserable and alone in a dark and empty Krusty Krab, singing about how the place isn't the same without his loyal fry cook. It's a beautiful duet about how a workplace is more than just a building and equipment.
It's just a greasy spoon.
Just a greasy spoon.
It's about the people. It's about the feeling, the culture, the shared sense of purpose. SpongeBob sings, "A stove is a stove no matter where you go," but then immediately refutes it with, "But this grill is not a home." He understands on a deep intuitive level that you can't just replicate the tools of a job and expect the same results. But what happens when you take a passionate employee and stick them in a place with zero passion?
A stove is a stove, no matter where you go. This grill is not a home.
Well, it gets so much crazier from here. Plankton, watching SpongeBob cry and sing show tunes, is completely baffled. He doesn't understand why his new asset isn't performing. He's about to go straight to the brain removal plan, but his computer wife, Karen, offers some actual management advice. She tells him that threats won't work. He needs to show SpongeBob compassion and understanding. Plankton immediately takes her idea and passes it off as his own, which is a great way to humor about how managers often take good ideas from their employees and use them themselves. Plankton decides to try something new. Operation Be Nice. He asks SpongeBob what would make him feel more at home. This starts a long attempt to keep SpongeBob happy. SpongeBob says he's used to a regular grill, so Plankton gets one. Then SpongeBob says the grill needs to face a different way. Plankton pushes it around the room, left a bit, then more, until he's sweating and grumbling. But it's still not quite right. Something is still off. Plankton decides to go all in. He completely rebuilds the Chum Bucket kitchen to look exactly like the Krusty Krab kitchen. Every little detail is copied, even the squeaky floorboards. This is a smart and funny take on how companies often try to fix big problems in all the wrong ways. It's like when a company has serious issues with how it treats people, but instead of fixing the real problems, the boss adds a ping pong table or free snacks. What workers actually want is fair pay, respect, and a better workplace. In the same way, Plankton thinks that if he makes the Chum Bucket look just like the Krusty Krab, he can fool SpongeBob into feeling at home and working for him. But Plankton doesn't get it. He copies the look, but not the heart of what made the Krusty Krab special. And for a second, it almost works. SpongeBob is blown away. He sees the fake Krusty Krab and says, out of habit, "One Krabby Patty coming up, Mr. Krabs." Then he catches himself and starts crying.
One Krabby Patty coming up, Mr. Krabs. Oh, Mr. Krabs.
But something clicks in his mind. He realizes he has control now. Plankton needs him. Plankton will do whatever it takes to get a patty from him. That's when SpongeBob, who seems innocent and harmless, turns the tables. He follows the rules just enough to not get in trouble, but not enough to help Plankton. Plankton asks SpongeBob if there's anything else he wants, anything Mr. Krabs never let him have. SpongeBob gives him a sneaky look and says there is one thing. In the next scene, he's wearing fancy shoes that vibrate. Plankton reminds him about the Krabby Patty. SpongeBob replies, "Well," and we cut to him relaxing in a bubble bath, eating mint ice cream. Plankton asks again. SpongeBob snaps, "Wait till I finish my ice cream." Then we see him riding a toy seahorse yelling, "Faster, faster," while Plankton struggles to push him. Finally, Plankton is shown worn out, reading a bedtime story to SpongeBob, who's already asleep. SpongeBob is using Plankton's efforts to be kind against him.
You ready to make some patties?
Wait till I finish my ice cream.
How about those patties?
Stop! Faster, faster!
He's not enjoying the rewards because he needs them. He's doing it to push back in the only way he can. He's stuck, but he can still make Plankton miserable. He has no power to quit, but he does have power to resist. When Plankton asks again for a Krabby Patty, SpongeBob is lying around doing nothing. Yawns and says, I'm kinda in the mood for tacos.
No, I don't really feel like it. I'm kinda in the mood for taco.
It's a perfect reversal. The more Plankton tries to spoil him, the less SpongeBob wants to work. He realizes that under this new boss, doing his job gets him nothing. But refusing to work gets him everything he wants. In the end, Plankton finally snaps and yells at him to make a patty. SpongeBob just looks him straight in the eye and calmly says, "No."
I command you to make me a patty this instant!
No!
Plankton has tried everything. He tried threats. He's tried perks. He's tried creating the perfect work environment. So what's left? The final horrifying step of corporate dehumanization. He declares, "That's it, mister. You just lost your brain privileges."
That's it, mister. You just lost your brain privileges.
He follows through on his initial threat and puts SpongeBob brain into a robot chef. This is the climax of the entire metaphor. Plankton has finally achieved the ultimate goal of every terrible manager. He has removed the messy, unpredictable, emotional human element. He has taken the uncooperative employee and replaced him with a machine that is programmed to do one thing. He has, in his mind, created the perfect worker. And this is the moment of truth. Plankton finally has what he wanted, a worker with no free will. He commands the robot, "Make me a Krabby Patty." The robot, with SpongeBob's brain inside, whirs and beeps and then delivers. Response, "Why don't you ask me later?"
Why don't you ask me later?
What?
Plankton is dumbfounded. He tries again. The robot, now reading a comic book and drinking oil, says, "I don't wanna." Plankton's way of managing was so bad it ruined the whole idea of what an employee should be. His harsh rules and controlling attitude created pushback so strong that even a robot version of SpongeBob resisted. You can't force someone to care. You can't create loyalty out of nothing. You can't fake morale. By trying to turn SpongeBob into a thoughtless worker, Plankton accidentally made a stronger, smarter kind of slacker. In the end, Plankton loses his mind, yelling like a boss who can't understand why no one wants to follow him. The ending comes quickly and perfectly. Plankton runs to the Krusty Krab crying, just as Mr. Krabs is about to close it forever. He begs Krabs to take SpongeBob back, saying it's not worth the trouble. He is so eager to get rid of the yellow nightmare that he offers Krabs $50 just to take SpongeBob off his hands. He even admits he cheated at cards to win him in the first place. SpongeBob's brain is returned to his body, and he's welcomed back to his old job. In the final scene, he playfully tells Mr. Krabs, "I don't feel like it. Why don't you ask me later, Krabby?" For a moment, Mr. Krabs gives him a scary glare.
I don't feel like it. Why don't you ask me later, Krabby?
And SpongeBob quickly takes it back, saying he'll work all day for free. If you enjoyed this video, you'll also like our video, the SpongeBob episode about addiction.